Okay, here we go. Quite nice. Sodding Raccoon went and robbed me, didn't he? Wretched swine. There was absolutely no need for that. Bloody hell, Mr. Raccoon. What on God's earth do you think you're doing? For God's sake, man. You're ruining our Comet Retros there, for God's sake, man. You're absolutely appalling. Oh, hello, everybody. It's Megalithic here, otherwise known as Sodding Raccoon. Right, okay, yes, otherwise known as Puglo Escobar, ladies and gentlemen, and we are here today at the Maze Bank offices to go ahead and look at the vehicle that Rockstar have been so gracious as to put on discount for most of the GTA online audience. Now, before we begin, I must warn you, don't speak to my secretary. She works for Rockstar and is therefore a hideous person. Okay, now, most of the GTA community, ladies and gentlemen, this week have been treated to the opportunity of buying a Pfister 811 for a mere snippet under $300,000, ladies and gentlemen. I'm afraid I can't tell you the exact price, you know, because for some reason Rockstar have denied me the opportunity. Okay, so the Pfister 811 usually can be found under the legendary motorsport website, and as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, I have not been extended the same courtesy as most people on the game, it would seem. I already do own a Pfister Comet. I don't know if this is some step to stop me selling my own and getting the cheap one, which I certainly would do, and cashing in, but generally speaking it retails for a price, as you can see there, ladies and gentlemen, of $1,135,000. Okay, but as I say, ladies and gentlemen, this week, you know, the week sort of commencing essentially from the 1st of May, actually it was the Thursday before, actually, through to probably the 6th of May there, ladies and gentlemen, the Pfister 811 will be on special offer for under $300,000, ladies and gentlemen. So that really is an absolute steal. And so we're going to, I already own the vehicle, ladies and gentlemen. I've got up here, as you can see, in the Pfister Comet SR, which really is a very, very fine car, ladies and gentlemen. But yes, we're up here to have a look at the 811, the Pfister 811. Now, as I say, ladies and gentlemen, I already do own this vehicle. It has already been fully modified across the board, don't you know? But we're going to take a look at it anyway, and as you can see, I'm sure you'll agree, it really is a rather fine car with those interesting exhaust ports there on the back. Okay, so what do I think of the styling of it? Like it a lot, you know, do quite like the Pfister 811. How often do I take it out? Never. Don't think I've ever driven it once. Okay, there's a very, very fine car, though, ladies and gentlemen. We're about to go in, we'll have a look once round, you know, and then we'll take on back outside. And as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, yes indeed, Mr. Raccoon has gone and purchased himself his own 811 there at a much reduced price to what I was paying. And sodding hell, how about that? That great scared that chap in here when he got squished, didn't he? That's a terrible shame. Okay, so we'll have a look at the handling, ladies and gentlemen, down these Vinewood Hills, and whoops, and this is okay. Right, okay, so yes, ladies and gentlemen, I think you're starting to see the one drawback of the Pfister 811, ladies and gentlemen, and that is it's absolutely woeful handling. Very, very heavy, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, but Mr. Raccoon is own 811 there in the front, as you can see, we're flying down the hills. Okay, cooking again, ladies and gentlemen, you can see how close we get to that wall. Really a shocking handling, ladies and gentlemen. Quite shocking for a supercar. I'm going to have to slow down a little bit for Mr. Whoops at days. Right, okay, then I'm going to have to slow down a little more now, aren't I? Mind where you're going, old boy. You know, you've got to be careful about these things. And there, so there we go. Okay, two 811s, ladies and gentlemen, driving through the streets of Los Santos. I'm sure you'll agree that really is a magnificent sight. Okay, so what do we think, ladies and gentlemen? Handling very heavy. Acceleration quite good, ladies and gentlemen. Very, very good. Top end speed, whoops, and sodding hell. Right, okay. Well, you can see what happened there, ladies and gentlemen. We both span off round the corner. We had a jolly good giggle about it, but the camera didn't seem to want to record it. The camera cuts out quite a lot through this particular video, which is really rather annoying. Either way, ladies and gentlemen, what can we say? Well, I'll tell you, we'll give a review when we take it on into the whoops. So we're having sort of bumper car sessions there, aren't we? How about that? Yes, we're going to take it on into the custom auto shop, ladies and gentlemen, here in Maze Bank offices, and we'll go and look through the options. There's no point in modifying. It's already been modified. We'll give you a chance to have a look at the different modifications that can be affected to this vehicle should you then choose to go ahead and purchase it, you know. Okay, then, and so here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We're just going to go through the standard routine as we do, you know. And of course, as always, we will be going through this section of the video at double speed, just in order to hurry things along somewhat, you know. Nobody wants to be sat around in a custom auto shop for too long watching somebody else modify their own vehicle. However, However, I do find that this particular section of the video does provide you with an opportunity, as I say, to have a look at the modification should you then choose to go ahead and purchase it. Okay, well, here we are, ladies and we're going through. And so what do we say of the Pfister comic straight out of the box? Can't say, ladies and gentlemen. It was a long time ago I purchased it. We can only give a full review. We can only give a review, ladies and gentlemen, with regards to the upgraded version, you know. And what can one say about it? Well, it's got absolutely fantastic acceleration. It's got absolutely fantastic top-end speed. We'll come to have a look at that later in some of the tests we're doing. Handling, ladies and gentlemen, handling, I'm afraid, is where this particular vehicle lets us down, and lets us down rather severely, I'm afraid to inform you. But that being said, ladies and gentlemen, you know, its stability is perfectly acceptable, you know, not too bad across really there. And as you can see, we're now approaching the colours, ladies and gentlemen, and that means signifies we're approaching the end of this section of the video. We can take it back on outside, you know. Okay, jolly good. Okay, so we're out on the street, ladies and gentlemen. 2 811s. We're going to give it a go. Throw a grenade, of course. And whoops, it is. The police pull up. Okay, I suppose they want to have a word with me about that. Yes, it looks okay. Okay, well, we're going to have to head off. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so acceleration, as you can see, it's flying up the hill. Really rather good there, you know. Mr. Raccoon got a better start than I, because he is the better driver, you know. And as you can see, handling, ladies and gentlemen, rather wide arcing turning circle around the top of that hill. Okay, whoops, it is a sodding hell, right? Okay, that really was was my driving, ladies and gentlemen, more than the vehicle, I should point out. Okay, so we'll have a look at this handling coming down the bottom right hand corner, and okay, braking, and yet still, ladies and gentlemen, taking a hell of a wide corner to get round there. Okay, asking Mr. Raccoon to slow down now, if he would a little bit. There we go, get a bit closer. Also, Daisy slowed down a bit too much, and sodding hell, I hit a car. Okay, not having the best of runs, ladies and gentlemen, but never mind, we'll make it for that when we get up to the top speed test track and so forth, around Sandy Shores. And the bottom left hand corner will stay this time, and yes, we actually both managed to hold it to some degree there, didn't we? Okie dokie, so there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Good acceleration, good top speed, absolutely shocking handling, as I say. But there we go, ladies and gentlemen. That's not the end of the video, of course. It's only sort of halfway through. We're now going to actually perform some more thorough tests. The first test we're going to test out is the top end speed, ladies and gentlemen. So we brought it on to the top speed test track, you know, Mr. Raccoon and I, both in our respective sodding hell, right, so clipped in there, in our respective 811s, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to put them on down to see what they can do. Okay, Mr. Raccoon's got the version with the top there. I've got the topless version. I'm going to see if that makes any kind of difference. And you know what? It would appear, it seems to, you know, it seems to get across the line a sort of second ahead faster. Either way, ladies and gentlemen, there we go. And 1, 2, 3, and across the line we go. And we're going to wait for that time. We're at 53, 54 seconds, what we can consider competitive. And I get 53.1, and Mr. Raccoon gets 52.9, ladies and gentlemen. So yes, this certainly is a competitive time in terms of top end speed. But of course, that does not translate to the track, ladies and gentlemen, necessarily. And so we're now going to go in and find out exactly how the Pfister Comet no, not the Pfister Comet, for God's sake, the Pfister 811 performs around the track. And like I say, ladies and gentlemen, top end speed down that top speed test track does not always translate into a good performance around the track, and what with a very wide turning circle, as you can see there, ladies and gentlemen, the shocking handling, it's not necessarily going to work out particularly well for the 811, one wouldn't assume. But we'll go and establish that now. And I should also point out, Mr. Raccoon driving the other 811, and he'll be driving the 811 all the way through this video, you know. He is the more proficient driver of the two of us, and so that's what we're going to do. Okay, and here we go, ladies and gentlemen. First off, we have Mr. Raccoon in the 811, as I say, as he will be, and I am in the Pfister Comet SR, I do believe this is, retailing for a price of $1,145,000, ladies and gentlemen, so $10,000 more than the 811 there, ladies and gentlemen. And yes, it would appear, what with that shocking handling, ladies and gentlemen, the shocking handling of the 811, yes, the Pfister Comet for that extra $10,000 can beat it round the track, as it is a bit more nitty vehicle. But that's only half the story, ladies and gentlemen. It's only half the story, you know. We actually do find that Mr. Raccoon's rather sort of new to this vehicle, you know, and he sort of gets his paws on a little bit more. He sort of thinks, oh, man, I don't think they can take it, you know. And I say, well, I beat you, Mr. Raccoon, fair and square. I don't think you stand a chance, old boy. He says, no, give it another go. I laugh at him. You're an absolute fool. I'll beat you a second time if you want, I say. And we take it round the track, and oh dear, yes, bloody hell, sorry, Raccoon. Right, okay, so it doesn't appear, ladies and gentlemen, yeah, that the 811 can quite substantially take down the Pfister Comet SR, and we run that test a number of times, and that does turn out to be the case, so sodding Raccoon. Okay, well, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The next thing we're bringing out is a Pegassi, you know, and Pegassi Tempesta, you know. Mr. Raccoon says, hold on, Mr. Raccoon, Mr. Pug Dog, you know, Tempesta is very comparable to the Zentorno, you know. It's a little early to bring this out. I say, $1,329,000, the same sort of ballpark, Mr. Raccoon. And so we decided to go and put them around the track, ladies and gentlemen. And it does appear that the Tempesta, Pegassi Tempesta, can beat the Pfister Comet 811 almost all the way to the line. Unfortunately, it does cut out there. I take a rather wide corner, but yes, it does turn out the Pfister Comet actually wins. Okay, so there we go. The Pfister Comet takes down the Tempesta, ladies and gentlemen. Next up, we decide we're going to go for some big hitters. I mean, we're not messing around, should be pointed out, ladies and gentlemen. We're not pulling out sort of easy cars. This is the Tupachi Wagner, can you believe? You know, what used to be one of the finest cars on the game. $1 million, over $1.5 million. So certainly not in the same price bracket. $1,535,000 for this particular car. And yes, it makes absolute mincemeat of the 811. Okay, but if you look behind, ladies and gentlemen, the 811 is sort of catching, so perhaps not too bad. You know. Okay, well, next up, ladies and gentlemen, we decide, you know, if we're going to bring out the heavy hitters, let's bring out a seriously heavy hitter, ladies and gentlemen. And this is the Ocelot Pariah. And if you don't know this vehicle, ladies and gentlemen, let me assure you it is one of the fastest on the game. Again, $1.5 million, nearly $1,120,000. And I'm getting to the top ahead of him there, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see. And yes, there we go. He did sort of come off the track there, but yeah, there's no question, ladies and gentlemen, the Pariah is going to take it down to the line. And that perhaps should come as no surprise to us. As I say, the Pariah is a very, very rapid car, ladies and gentlemen. But I sort of call Mr. Raccoon out, you know. I say, well, it can be done the other way, and it turns out we don't agree that in the video. But yes, I hop in the Pariah, and he, in the 811, he hops in the Pariah, and he beats me hands down. Okay, this is the, what on God's earth is this, you know? This is the Ubermark SC1, I do believe. Can you believe such a thing? I can believe such a thing. I wish I bloody couldn't. $1,600,000, ladies and gentlemen, is the asking price for this vehicle. And as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be absolutely beaten down the track by the 811 there. Yeah, so the 811, ladies and gentlemen, takes down the Ubermark SC1, no problem whatsoever. And at one point, over $1.5 million, ladies and gentlemen, that can make you want to feel rather sick, you know. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's not worry about that now. Now we're going to worry about the FMJ, ladies and gentlemen. Now the FMJ is another very, very expensive vehicle, $1,750,000, nearly $2 million for this particular vehicle, ladies and gentlemen. And as you can see, it sat some way behind the 811 there. Of course, the 811 just have that awful handling. Well, I can't say that the FMJ has got brilliant handling, ladies and gentlemen. But as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, yes, they sat very, very close behind. But the FMJ is going to sort of right. Oh, sodding hell! What the bloody hell's going on there? Right, okay, sodding rack. Oops, there's a sod. Well, how about that? Right, okay, so yes, the Pfister Comet, the Pfister 811 keeps pipping. I keep calling it a Comet. The Pfister 811 pipped it at the line there. Mr. Raccoon was sort of prattling on some point about you know, the Grotti Vision. I said, well, Mr. Raccoon, are you absolutely insane? Now the Grotti Vision is $2,250,000. That's over $2 million up against what is essentially a $1.1 million supercar, ladies and gentlemen. You know, so it's not going to win, Mr. Raccoon. What a bloody, we're not going to do it. There's no bloody point. He says, go ahead and try, you stupid fool. I say, well, okay, but I'm going to win. And then I lose, and I'm rather sore about it, I can assure you. Not happy whatsoever with that. Okay, he's just beaten my one of my favorite Garottis in a bloody Pfister, hasn't he? Okay, so next up, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to bring it to the end. This is what Mr. Raccoon likes to refer to as Big Daddy Z. This is the Pegassi Zentorno, $725,000 for this particular vehicle. It is a very competitive vehicle for its price range, ladies and gentlemen, but alas, it's not going to stand up to the Pfister 811. Okay, and I'll perhaps take out this opportunity to point out that Mr. Raccoon does have a channel of his own, you know. It is his name is the Bromby. It is called the Bromby. If you type the Bromby into YouTube, you should be able to go and find it. Why did you go and do that? He's got some other good videos on there, you know. Okay, so the 811, ladies and gentlemen, takes down one of our favorite vehicles, takes down the Pegassi Zentorno, no problem whatsoever. And that leaves us with one question, ladies and gentlemen. That question is, why has Mr. Raccoon set me on bias? Because he's a very violent raccoon. The question is the Grotti Italy GTO, ladies and gentlemen. We're now going to find out if the Pfister 811, my God, it's sitting alongside it to start with. That's rather alarming. And Mr. Raccoon, as you can see, has sort of put lots of flares on my car to make me have a pink trail of smoke just to humiliate me. But I'm going to humiliate him, ladies and gentlemen, because as we all know, there is nothing for the time being on GTA that can take down the Grotti Italy GTO. And even though Mr. Raccoon is the more proficient driver of the two of us, I'm going to prove that point quite substantially, as you can see. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the Grotti Italy GTO, of course, is going to take down the Pfister 811. Sodding hell! What the bloody hell was that? Right. Oh, right, okay, I see. It was a great big bloody cargo bomb. Well, not cargo bomb, what the hell was it? Titan, that's the word. Okay, so here we go, ladies and gentlemen. What do we think of the Pfister 811, ladies and gentlemen? Is it worth it? Well, is it worth $1.13 million? Yes, it is, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, it certainly is. Is it worth buying for this week under $300,000? Bet your sweet ass it's worth it, ladies and gentlemen. It's an absolute steal. Don't do it, Mr. Raccoon, for God's sake, bloody raccoon. Well, I do hope you've enjoyed this video, and as always, thank you for watching.